Today's guide, Ra, the Egyptian god of the sun. I'll be going over his mechanics, why he's so slippery, and what he brings to a team. I'll also cover his abilities and provide tips you'll be able to apply in your next match. Item builds and conquest specific strategies will be avoided as these tend to change quite frequently. Feel free to skip to any part of this video that fits your needs. Roll the intro. Ra is part of the mage class. He deals magical damage and is typically seen in the mid lane. Even though he lacks a displacement ability like a dash or leap, Ra can be hard to lock down as his passive makes him extremely slippery. His Ra burst damage combined with the healing and protections he can provide for his team makes him a mighty ally to have by your side. Passive: Speed of Light. Every time Ra uses an ability, he temporarily gains a movement speed buff. This can stack up to 3 times. Ability number 1, Celestial Beam. Ra sends out a beam of light in a straight line, damaging all enemies it passes through. Ability number 2, Divine Light. Ra charges light in a circle around himself for 2 seconds. As it detonates, it will deal damage to enemies within and apply a slow, cleansing Ra of any slow in the process. Enemies facing Ra during the detonation will get blinded and receive an additional slow stack. Ability number 3, Solar Blessing. Ra summons a pillar of blessed light that persists for 6 seconds. Allies inside the area have increased protections, power, and are healed every second. Enemies within the area receive damage every second. Ability number 4, the ultimate, Searing Pain. Ra calls on the power of the sun to decimate his foes in an extreme blast of heat in a line in front of him, dealing damage to all enemies unlucky enough to find themselves in his path. Ra is immune to crowd control during the channeling of this ability. The following is based on years of personal experience. Every player has their own style and preferences, and that's alright. These tips are here to provide help to those who seek it. If you disagree with any of them, feel free to let me know. I try to keep an open mind and always willing to learn to get better at a game that I love. Level up order. Ra's first ability, Celestial Beam, is his best minion wave clear and highest non-ultimate damage ability. Adding points will increase its power. His second ability, Divine Light, provides increased power when leveling it up. His third ability, Solar Blessing, gains more power and healing when points are added, making this a strong second choice. Whenever possible, put points into the ultimate. That said, here's my recommended level up order. Tip number 1. Ra's best damage ability, Celestial Beam, may feel a little slow as it moves towards your target. Slowing your opponents with your second ability, Divine Light, will help in letting Celestial Beam more easily. Leading your shot, predicting where your opponent will go, can also help land this ability. Shooting it through walls where your opponents have no vision of you may catch them by surprise. Tip number 2. Casting the second and third ability, Divine Light and Solar Blessing, on yourself can help in fending off opponents. They will activate Ra's passive, enabling him to potentially slip away, summon a circle that provides protections, healing, and power, as well as slow, blind, and damage enemies that stick too close. Tip number 3. Ra's ultimate ability, Searing Pain, is on a very low cooldown. Don't be shy to use it to clear unreachable minion waves, steal objectives, or even to initiate a fight. Combining this ability with Celestial Beam and teammates that can set up will deal an enormous amount of damage. Tip number 4. Item synergy can sometimes make a character feel just right. Items that increase healing and damage can be beneficial for Ra. Rod of Tahuti is a great example. It increases basic attacks and abilities on targets below 50% health. This includes both enemies and allies, meaning healing is also affected by this item. It can also be practical combined with Ra's ultimate ability, Searing Pain, when finishing off a low health enemy. Tip number 5. Ra's passive is a great escape tool. It provides him with an additional 15% movement speed buff when all stacks are active. Keeping an eye on his passive while activating non-essential or low cooldown abilities can help Ra constantly keep his movement speed buff. This will enable him to rotate quickly or slip away from potential threats. Tip number 6. Ra's third ability, Solar Blessing, is an excellent tool when sieging an enemy tower or to defeat an objective like the Gold Fury. It provides healing for your team as well as power and protections, all while damaging the objective. I hope this video proves useful and that you'll be able to apply what you learned in your next match. If you enjoyed the content or there's a guide you'd like to see next, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you all on the battleground.